Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at two Android phones, the Honor 200 Lite and the Motorola Edge 50 Ultra. As you can see, it's pretty snowy up here today in Yorkshire, so we're going to be looking at these phones outside to see how they perform with the photographs in the snow. So far, I've been very impressed with both of these phones. They offer a lot of value for money. So first of all, let's start talking about the Honor 200 Lite. So this phone cost me £162. When it was on offer, it's supposed to be £229 retail, I think. It has a nice, really large 6.8-inch screen, which is full OLED, 90Hz refresh rate. So you think about the value for money on that against the iPhone. So where I want to take this video is I want to compare iPhone to Android, essentially, because we've had a lot of Apple talk recently, a lot of Apple products out, a lot of new iPhones. So I want to see what you can get value for money compared Android world compared to the iPhone. So I did the Google Pixel review a few weeks ago. That came out really well. I really enjoyed that. I've got great cameras. I actually think the camera's probably a bit better than the iPhone, if I'm being honest, but I have gone back to the iPhone, as you know, because of my content creation needs. There is some great phones out there in the Android world. So the Honor phone is really good as a brief introduction. This is kind of also like an initial impression video on these phones. So what I'm going to do is use them both long term as my main daily drivers, and then I'm going to take them out, do a full long-term review on them and post it on the channel and see what you think. So this is the Motorola Edge 50 Ultra, quite a mouthful. They do an Edge 50 Pro as well and a Neo, I think it is. So they have three ranges. It's the top of the range one I picked up for £650. So it's meant to be $850. So they've currently got a really good Black Friday offer on actually at Motorola. So if you're interested in this phone, check it out on Motorola's website now. They've got some great offers on and on Amazon as well. I'll put the links down below actually. So this has got a full edge-to-edge display. It's got a 144Hz refresh rate, so much higher than the iPhone. Do we need that? Probably not. It sounds good on paper. Does it look better than the iPhone? Probably not. I know there's been a lot of talk recently about the iPhone not actually performing that well on the side of things on the refresh rate. So I think the iPhone is meant to have 120Hz on the Pro Motion side of things, but some people are saying it's only topping out at 90Hz, so the same price as £160 on a phone. I'm assuming Apple do that to save the battery life and make the battery life longer, because the lower the refresh rate is, the higher the battery life. So I take it as the fact that Apple don't want to publicise this because it's a way of making the battery last longer and hoping most people will not notice. It's just when you do the testing it shows up, when you have the refresh rate monitor on the screen. I've tested this. It holds out a full refresh rate. You can change it right from 60Hz up to 144Hz. It gives you so much flexibility. And this is what I love about Android. Android gives you that flexibility. You do not get that with iPhone. That's one thing I really, really miss on the iPhone world, is you don't get, basically Apple tell you how you want your phone to be, Android let you change it. So this has got full customizability like the Pixel. You've got all the new, you can customize. It's only running Android 14 because the updates to Android 15 take ages to trickle down to these manufacturers, because basically what happens is they have to put their own spin on it. So Motorola take Android 15, tune it to their own needs, make sure it works on their phones, then send it out. Whereas Pixel, their phones are Google made, so they get sent straight out. So the Pixel range has already got Android 15. This is still on Android 14, but it's great. It's really fast. I've not noticed any slowdown. So this has a Snapdragon CPU in it. It's not the fastest one on the market, but it performs really well. It can run latest games, no problem. It's even got gaming mode on it. The cameras on it, so it's got 50 megapixel cameras. So it's got an ultra wide, a wide, and a telephoto. I've taken some photographs in the snow. I'll put them on the channel. I think it performs great. Actually, I've been really impressed by the photographs on this phone. It's not probably is going to be as good as an iPhone 15, a 16 or 15 Pro Max or Pro, but it's close actually, closer than I thought it was going to be. So this is a good phone. I've been really impressed with it so far. So initial impressions are good, but I will keep using it. These have been out a few months, so now is a good time to pick one of these up because they've come down in price. So that's one good thing about Android. Yes, you don't get as much money back on the sale of them, but you do pay a lot cheaper price for them initially. So it's worth picking one up now at a cheaper price if you're going to look at a decent Android phone. Also look at the Pixel reviews. Check out my Pixel 9 XL review. I'll put that on there. I might stick some more long-term thoughts about that on the channel soon, because that's been a great phone as well. I've really enjoyed using it. So these are all great phones. So there is some downsides to the Motorola so far. So it's got optical fingerprint reader in the screen, which doesn't really work very well. So last night, laid in bed, dark, tried to use it, it would not work. I had to put the code in the end as Face ID. Face ID I find on Apple products works much better, so it will actually work in the dark. On Android phones, because it doesn't work the same way, it uses the front camera, whereas Apple has a true depth system which uses infrared to map your face, so it gives you a much more accurate image in the night time. These just will not work in the dark, so you're going to be using your PIN code. So, but again, it's cheaper, so you're saving yourself nearly £1,000, think about it. So it's probably worth it overall. So my initial impressions are good on both of these phones, but they need more long-term testing. They do have some disadvantages, but the Honor's fingerprint reader is actually on the side here. So I find that easier than the Motorola one. It works much better and it's in the perfect place to look. So I think the Honor one's been more thoughtfully designed. I'm not a big fan of the curved screen either, I have to say. So Samsung did this a few years ago. They had a curved screen and then they got rid of it because people didn't like it. People used to drop them, break them because they were pain basically. So and I have to say, I'm not really a fan of it. I don't particularly like it. I don't think it makes the phone any better. I wish Motorola would just left it as a flat screen. It makes the design look a bit more catchy, but I don't think it helps them. So don't buy it for the curved screen, I would say that, because this feels more like the Samsung phones from 5 or 6 years ago or 4 years ago, but the performance is better. So initial impressions are, if you want a decent phone, you don't want to pay Apple prices, check this out. It's really good. And I'll put the link down below to the offer on Amazon at the moment. It's really good price. And the Honor one's also on offer at the moment, so I'll put the link down below for that as well if you want to check them out. This has got a 100 megapixel camera on it, 3 cameras again, ultra wide and telephoto. I'll put some shots on there. You can take a full 100 megapixel resolution, so that's really, really good on a phone this price. I'll put some full resolution images on there, some video. So video-wise, the Motorola supports full 4K video. The Honor does support 1080p 60 frames per second. So you only get a 1080p 4K. Motorola will do 4K HDR, but it won't do 4K 60 HDR, so you've not got the same as the iPhone. So it's a little bit underpowered compared to the iPhone because of that, but you don't really notice it when you're using the camera. The camera feels pretty snappy to use. You can take in full 50 megapixel resolution on this one and full 100 megapixel on this one. Most people who buy these phones will not do that. So I would suggest, if you want to do that, do it, and you do get better results. Have a play around with it, but the spin down 12 megapixel images you get out of these is quite good. So thank you for watching. I've got the M4 Pro Max MacBook Pro arriving today, so that's hitting the channel later. Thank you very much. Appreciate all the new subscribers I've got. I'm going to get this video on the channel as soon as I can. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you all later.